All right, welcome back, everyone. Bulldog Hero plays Stanley Parable. Video number 4, and I rebooted the game, and here are the fun sliders that they promised me from the first episode. So adjust the slider. I think it looks just fine. I don't want to mess with the brightness settings until they're friends. Aww. Adjust slider until the number 5 becomes a number 9. I mean, that's technically a number 9 back here, right? I just saw that. Right there. That's a 9. That's a 9. That's a 9. I'm going to do the nomen numeral. Yeah. Stop the slider until you stop the slider. Right there. Which of the two made up words below is the most appealing to you? Scrumtush. Oh yeah, Scrumtush. Akabanako. Akuban Boinko. Akuboinko. Scrumtush. Well, I adjusted it. Do something about it. Yes, I do know what time it is right now. Is the time that it is right now the... Yes. What time is it anyway? Yes. Yes. There's a lot. Yes. It's kind of creepy. Yes. What was that about? That was really creepy. Alright, well, let's just get back into it. Let's see if, after restarting the game like this, if I still have access to the new content. I hope, because I do not remember how I even got access to that. I just remember the yellow line, then after the yellow line segment, the new content came out.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
You can skip it now.
Stanley worked for...
Well, I skipped them. Good. Achievement, welcome back. Huh. Wonder why.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. New content. Alright, good. We still have access to that, but we are not doing that this video. We are moving on.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Now we're going down this hallway.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yes. Not going that way anymore.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping him coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now this is where I'm going to go down instead, so let's do that. Ooh, what's that? Can I zoom in on that? What does that say? Well, I'm sure someone else will read that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Wait a minute. I'm in a loop.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Very familiar.
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
No.
And at
No more
last,
garage.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa, I'm floating.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had
This is
still
really
not
cool.
woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What is it?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought
Pretty
it all
deep.
very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
This is pretty deep.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Did not work.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
And restart.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Ooh, we're someone else now.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Very crazy.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Meaning she's
She
not
had
in
no
control.
time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
All right, another ending. Awesome. The ending is never the end. And we're back. Oh boy. Alright. 1 second, everybody. Just checking on something. Good. It's working. Alright, let's continue on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe. New content? No, not yet.
When Stanley came to
Actually,
a set
go
of
left.
2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We haven't done that in a while. I wonder if this is open. Oh, no.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, this time let's see...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I wonder what happens if I don't put anything. We're gonna figure that out right now. So let's just appreciate the room real quick.
2845.
Oh, wait. There was like something for me here. I could have sworn I saw it. Oh, guess not.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Oh.
And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Alright, I remember this first episode. A little dark still, don't... I totally clicked up. I clicked up. Whatever. The end is never the end. Oh no, it just says loading now. Did it say that in the first episode? There's loading?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So I remember I have the choice to escape here, and then up ahead there was 5 numbers I was supposed to hit in that one room, but I only found 4 of them. Another thing is, instead of hitting on, or I'm sorry, off to turn off the mind control, I could also hit on. So I think what I'm going to do is revert back to this eventually. It's probably one of my last ones. Let's escape right now.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Will I?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Did I?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. Wee. Alright, we did it. We are escaping. right. Lore. We're getting some lore
As
here,
the machine
everybody.
whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end
am I
to his
really gonna
brief
die
and
here?
shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh no. It stopped.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Alright, let's go this way. Oh. Hello.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What is happening here?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, the layout of the office. Uh-huh. Go right here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then the two rooms. Or two rooms, two doors. Oh, interesting. Huh. Is that really the credits of the game? I chose left. Maintenance room. Oh man, this room's huge. I want to see everything. Oh, different versions of the boss's office? I don't even see the green one I saw. What's over here? The outtakes?
Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Oh, we're just gonna hear random voices here.
Let's see. Stanley walked through the green door. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental.
Ow. God, he was loud on my head.
Of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it.
Okay. Let's go up here, I guess. Freedom ending. I've seen that. Countdown desk. I haven't seen the countdown ending. Freedom ending. I think I've seen freedom ending. I call the first one the freedom ending. If that really is freedom. Oh, jeez, this room is huge. I hope I'm seeing everything. Oh, okay. Not picking up phone leads, yeah. The cargo lift was always intended to offer a choice of staying jumping on a different path. However, this is like secrets. This is telling me how to get every ending. There's so many more places. Second version is functionally the same as with the final game. We wanted to look more like the place where cargo is actually stored. This is totally like behind the scenes stuff, and I kind of love it. wanted to tell you that I like Stanley Parable as much as I... Well, okay, I'm not going to read everybody, but that's apparently everyone's emails. Wow. Okay, yeah, definitely searched all this now. Huh. I have not gone this way yet. I haven't seen those switches yet. Zending, huh? This screenshot depicts an early version of an ending known as Zending, which eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. The game is now paused. Oh, the original menu. Can I click on it? Oh, that would be terrible. Oh. The flow of hallways flowing from following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Huh. One option. Obey, disobey. Vent. Oh, the vent didn't make it, right? Confusion ending. I got the confusion ending. One doorway to maintain for maintenance and the maintenance lounge. Huh. Wonder which one they end up going with. How you entered. It's probably 3? I don't know. Alright, let's get out of here. This was fun. It's a nice little museum. Did I already check this? Teaser trailers. Huh, no, okay. Cool. Alright. Very cool. I love that they teased how the game was made here. Oh, hello.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Well, there's a switch. You switch it.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Was she saying quit the game? I think she was saying quit the game, right? Because now we're back in the office, I assume. There we are. Wow. Alright. Here we are again, at the beginning. Move on again, I guess.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So many choices. Alright, this time, this run, I'm going to go all the way to the mic control room.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
And then...
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Turn on
Stanley
the
decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he'd coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So let's see what this does. I wonder if we'll ever go behind those doors.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Sorry.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
It is relaxing.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Thanks.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
All right. Now we go down.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes. Now wait a minute. Okay. I wanted to see if like I got a new option there. Maybe I should have paused the game at that point. I don't know.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Hey, look, that's
What horrible secret
the other
did this
places.
place hold? Stanley
Other endings
thought
that
to
brought me there.
himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
turn on the camera.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Ooh, what's that
Each
one?
bore the number of an employee in the building.
234 had
Stanley's
something.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where
I remember in
freedom
one
meant
ending,
nothing.
someone got fired. I don't see the... Oh, there's another one right there. 601 got fired. But it's definitely different than before. Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yeah, yours.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Alright.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Let's see if we can find the 5 buttons.
Or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Here's one.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Need to find 3. Let's see, where would these buttons be? They're kind of... Oh, there's 3. And then 4's up there. It's gotta let me up, right? Oh, come on. Maybe I gotta do it faster. 1, 2. Open up. Open sesame. How am I supposed to get the 5th button? Maybe it's another puzzle for later? I can't jump. Alright, well, we'll come back to this. Maybe I come back after I hit on. Maybe. Alrighty.
And when at last he found the source of the room's... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes!
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
Nope.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
Oh.
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
There we go.
It's your time to shine.
Now I can do this.
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time
5.
left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
4.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right,
no.
I'm in a
Oh,
good
no, I don't know
mood.
what to do.
You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course,
I hit
that was
4. Now
merely
what?
in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Orange 71. Oh,
Other times,
orange.
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to
Dark
say this,
blue.
though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Uh-oh.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
What?
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds,
3.
Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just
have 3
assume when
attempts
you saw
remaining.
that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door.
Oh man, he's
Everything,
messing with
anything,
me.
Something here will save me.
Door!
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
Oh my gosh,
Another
I don't know what to
choice.
do.
Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment
no.
you fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
I died. Did I do that right? Did I do it wrong? Oh, I didn't know what to do. Oh. Wow. Well, that was intense and different from all the other endings. Wow. What haven't I done yet? What other choices have I not made? Huh. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end this video here. It was a good one. I love the way it ended. And, well, let's see how... I wonder how much of the old content I've already gone through. Anyways, I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Laters. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.